Rather welcome to the program Book2Art on Delta Television, The Golden Dawn. Yes, today is another interesting outing as we'll showcase yet another literary artist. But to let you know that a lot of people do not read, and the big question is why is it that they do not read? I mean, the culture of reading is gradually going into extinction, and wonder why. This we'll find out shortly. But again, what is that drive? Someone will be doing a particular profession, all of a sudden, you find out that the person is, into writing and then loving every bit of it. We want to find out the motivation behind this drive, and the program obviously is in place to ensure that that literary artist is celebrated, and then we get to know who they are and of course encourage them and put to use what they share in that book. Do stay with us as we take on our very first outing, which is the profile. Ngo-Cobsyn Nwanade is an erudite scholar of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State, where he studied linguistics. He studied mass communication from the Delta State Polytechnic, Ogwashuku, Delta State. He attended St. Patrick's College, Asaba, Delta State, and also attended Rhoda Hartfeld Comprehensive College, Akpajo, Port Harcourt. He's a researcher, a poet, a prolific writer, and he dabbles with music. He has had many articles in the national tabloids. He has immensely contributed to the growth of the society through his radio and television programs as a motivational speaker. He is the founder of Spawn Concession Incorporated Leaders Forum. Ngo-Cobsyn Nwanade has authored 4 books: Agony of the Girl Child, Kissing the Marrow, The Rule of the Beast, Freedom. Our literary guest is iconic and adopts Ngo-Cobsyn Ifedimma Nwanade as his pen name. Our literary guest is Ngo-Cobsyn Nwanade. Alright, there are great artists today on the program. Is no other than Ngo-Cobsyn, yes, Ngozi Nwanade. Well, he'll be joining us soon. Let's have a bit of his work today. He has a book we'll share, and that is Kissing the Marrow. But join us as we welcome our guest on Literary Walks. Join us live on Literary Watts. Yes, there was your profile, and there's a good thing that you've had 4 books to your name. It's a pleasure to have you here. Okay, just before we go on, I know that the book we are to review today is Kissing the Marrow. Okay, this is Kissing the Marrow, and this is the second work, a second piece, and we'll just take on this. But just before that, okay, I'd want you to actually share with me your motivation. Why is it that you are into writing? Because I know that is your first love, and the other time we had a chat behind the scene, you told me, well, I think the only thing I like to write more than talk. So today I'm going to make you talk.
Yeah, thank you. I started writing in 1998. That was the year that writing flashed into my mind. I visually started putting my grievances down.
Okay.
Because I felt I was in the wrong place. I came to the village school from St. Patrick's College, Asaba. So I didn't feel to put my experience down. I was not used to the opposite sex, and being in the village there was a whole lot of gossips. I wrote all my experiences down, but an instinct told me to publish it as a hint, and I gave it to a friend to review it for me. Okay. But he finally opposed the work that it was sort of offensive.
Okay.
So that is the idea.
Is it the Kiss in the Marrow, the one you're talking about now?
No, that was my first short essays.
Okay.
Cultural Grievances and The Great Love Cause, which is my first creative manuscript that is still unpublished.
Okay, that's really good. Now we'll take on Kissing the Marrow. I bet you have a copy of this.
Yeah.
It's yours. Did you hold me yours? Because I won't let you have mine. Okay. Now he just knows a bit about himself, why he's into writing, the motivation to write. He had to put his grievances down, and then he had also a bit of shyness when it comes to the opposite sex. Anyways, we'll find to that later. But now let's look at Kissing the Marrow. Now, before now, I said that we will do a bit of review to actually look at what this, the contents of this book in a nutshell. But first, I know this book is one that you're passionate about. So, can you just tell us a little bit about the book, just a summary of it, what it's all about?
Yeah, the Kissing the Marrow is a medical term.
Okay.
Yeah, which means kissing the bone marrow contusions.
Okay.
But seeing the society the way it's derailing, I deem it fit to put something down for posterity perception. Loss of economic hardship in this part of the world has made everything so drab, and being that the Kissing the Marrow comes in a more has to do with a political and traditional setting. Having Nigeria as its setting, I have to do many things to improve on the standard of the livelihood of the younger generation.
Okay, I know. I just put it on the outside because I know that you really prefer to write, to put it down, but however it is, there's no way you will not share. Now, yeah, you've been doing your stint, and it's time for me to do my own. We want to look at, we're looking at Kissing the Marrow, and I have a bit of review here that I want to read out to you on Kissing the Marrow, a work done by Ngo-Cobsyn Ifedimma Nwanade. Okay. Now, I'll just do a bit of reading because I have it here in black and white. It says, being that there are curses and the ploughings and definitely in the land, special sacrifice is made to break the jinx of poverty, to join the classy world. Okay. Now, it is the same thing all over the world. The air, of course, is wicked and, of course, is blowing around the world. And they certainly brings in fears and discomfort into the minds of so many, because you can be sure that everybody wants to get rich, and from the book we'll find out that they do all sorts to ensure that they get poverty off the way. Now the foregoing is part of the prologue that forms the introduction of an exciting, thrilling novel, Kissing the Marrow, with issues of greed, issues of corruption, power tussle, and betrayal pervading our society. Now, this book wouldn't have come at a better time. Alright, I'm actually looking at the book my own way, and of course I'll go back to the author. And so, in a bid to mirror the damaging effects and consequences of various social issues and the fight between good and evil, the author, Ngo-Cobsyn Ifedimma Nwanade, with great skill, tells a touching and spiteful story of a society torn apart by sadistic elements. Well, a bit, what's still going on? This book is 100 pages, so this 100-page book tells the story of Obiani, a land that was thrown into an upheaval as it became more and more politically conscious, with selfish interest and greed as the driving force. But I'll let it rest there. I hope you're not getting too bored with me.
No.
Okay, I tried with that.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Now, I want us to just talk. I don't want you to read. I just want us to talk. I know you love the book and you want to actually go back to the book. But let's just talk normally. Now, what's the style of this writing actually? What would you term the style of this writing?
This is prose.
Okay, it's prose.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what message, in a nutshell, are you actually sending out to people out there with this book? For instance, you want to tell someone to read this book. I wanted to read Kissing the Marrow. Okay, what's the selling point? What will you tell them about this book? That look, this is why you should read this book.
Yeah, it is a clear message that every Nigerian should adhere to. It deepens the interest of being
I don't want you to read. I just wanted to tell me what the message. I don't want you to read from the script.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be yourself. Okay, just tell me, what message are you passing on? What message does this book have?
The message comes across the country because the book is of national interest.
Okay.
This book could pass for citizen education.
Okay, so now you're passing a message with the fact that the society is actually looking for, they're striving to make wealth. Anyhow they want to make wealth, even if it's a fetish way, and you want them to dissuade from that and actually embrace something better. Is that a message you're passing?
That is the message.
In a nutshell. So okay, and now there's another bit I wanted to share. Now, I know that your profile tells us that you were into music at one point in time, and now you're into writing. Now, what's the mix? How did you just deviate from the music world to writing world?
I'm still into music. I did not deviate in any form.
So you're doing both of them together?
I'm doing everything as it is now. I'm still into music.
Okay.
But just that I have the interest to impart more on the younger generation. I mainly write educational books because I have interest to contribute to the growth of the society.
Okay, so now I know that in the course of the profile, I reeled out some of your books. You've had like 4 books written, am I right?
Yes.
I wanted to share with us the names of the books you've written.
The first book is The Role of the Beast,
Okay.
while the second one is Kissing the Marrow. The third one is Agony of the Girl Child. And I'm working on the fourth one, Joe's Cracker Part.
What's that called again?
Joe's Cracker Part.
Okay, so now there's a big issue with, reading. People don't want to read. They find it very difficult to read, okay? Some are inclined to just visuals. They want to watch TV all the time. Now, why do you think people don't read?
There's been poor readership in the country following the economic upheavals the word culture.
Let me ask you directly. Let me ask you. You don't read. You don't want to read.
Yeah.
In the first place, why won't you want to read? That's just what I want to know. Why won't you want to read?
Because many people are preoccupied with many things.
Okay. Okay.
People have not seen education as the best for them.
Okay.
Because they believe to by trying to survive at all cost.
All right, well, we've been speaking with the author right here on Literary Works. I did say that his strength is in his book, and of course, pushing him out here is to actually feel his cause. And I can say, you know what they say about you coming on the camera, you can be more of tension, but not to worry, you did your best, and I appreciate you for coming, and I would encourage you further to continue writing, because that's where your strength lies, and also hope that your next book would want to look at it together. But then please, you have to try and develop the culture of reading. It's actually very, very good for you. And of course, if you are looking rather to make a difference in the society, it's important for you to read. Just read about anything. For me, I just like to read about anything. And now, good thing, we have our beats right online. You can actually read online. They have reading clubs online as well for you to abreast yourself, to educate you, and to make you strong, as it were. And of course, we had our guest today on Literary Works. He's no other than Ngo-Cobsyn Ifedimma Nwanade. Trust me, if you're here with me, I bet you start a fidget, but it's okay. Not to worry. Thank you so much for coming on. And that's about it on the program today on Book2Art. To join me again on Wednesday next right at 10 for another beautiful moment. This is Dew. Bye-bye. And many articles and the national tabloids. He has immensely contributed.
Thank you.